aircraft, 99% of aviation fuel today is jet fuel, and aircraft emits about 13% of global transportation emissions and 2% of global emissions totally. And fuel demand is growing very fast for aircraft. It's expected to grow from 106 billion gallons to 230 billion gallons by 2050. Now, if you're burning jet fuel in an aircraft and you're flying along, you're taking 2 oxygen atoms from the atmosphere to combine with those carbon atoms in the fuel, and so you're emitting this carbon dioxide, and you emit an awful big amount. The weight of carbon dioxide emitted for a long jet fuel is equal to the weight of a jet every time it flies. Now this is small in global terms. Remember that global CO2 is much, much bigger than all of total emissions, but it's still pretty big in human terms. You emit 3.16 tons of CO2 for each ton of jet fuel burned. And so you can't have electric planes. The distances are just too far. There's not enough power. So what they propose is a thing called SAF, Sustainable Aviation Fuel. And the International Aviation Transportation Association says, quote, sustainable aviation fuel results in a reduction in carbon dioxide emissions across its life cycle, across the life cycle of the production of SAF. But SAF must be a drop-in fuel. They can't go change all the planes and all the engines. And so it's got to make the same specifications as jet fuel: energy density, viscosity, thermal stability, and other things. And so guess what? When you burn SAF, you emit 3.16 kilograms of carbon dioxide for each kilogram of SAF burned. So I kind of scratch my head. Okay, now wait a minute. You refine this SAF in a refinery. It still reduces this, it emits the same side of carbon dioxide. Where's the carbon dioxide reduction? Oh, they say, well, I call it life cycle hocus pocus. We do it in the life cycle. You know, we're going to use used cooking oil. And so I've asked some folks, okay, how much of global, the 106 billion gallons of jet fuel we use every year, can you use from used cooking oil? Can you do 1%? Nobody's got an answer for that. You know, it's kind of crazy. So the idea that we can fly our airlines on used cooking oil, folks, is just another crazy thing in this whole idea to try and get rid of global emissions.